Good evening. Came back from watching The Long Walk. This is, I guess, I didn't even look up the director or anything about the actors. I'm sorry. This movie was crap. First of all, I went to see this movie, you know, because I saw the trailer and I thought the concept was, you know, pretty interesting. I'm always down for like a messed up subject like this, I guess. But what I got... Oof. I'm a little mad, I'm not gonna lie. Number one thing, this movie is like an hour and 30 something minutes long, which I thought would be great for the concept that it's trying to present. But unfortunately, what I ended up getting was a movie that felt like a 2-hour long movie that I ended up getting bored of halfway through. The premise of the story is that a bunch of kids go into this like competition where it's basically you walk until all of them like die off and the winner gets a bunch of money and a wish at the end of it. You can't sleep. They provide you with some food and water, but overall it's basically, you know, a physical survival to the fittest, literally. Story starts following this guy named Garrity, but then eventually he makes friends with a guy named Pete, and you know, the story goes from there. So it actually, again, started off halfway really interesting, especially with the main character Garrity. It started as a really good like character development, going from a very immature purpose to kind of like maybe, you know, changing his mind into something a little bit more worthwhile, especially since you're basically almost dying at the end of this race, which is crazy. By the way, spoiler alert, so spoilers if you even care. Garrity's whole purpose of joining the race was basically so that he can get close enough to the guy that leads the race, or the major of some sort. He wants to wish for a gun so that he can point it at the major and then kill him at the end of the race, knowing full well that they will kill him shortly afterwards, therefore just wasting all the potential that he could have had. And again, you have a great character, which I think that's what pisses me off. Pete was a great character. He started to basically arguing with him, you know, what's the whole point of that? What are you changing after that? And kind of like changing his mentality on the world. Like, you know, there's a lot of evil in this world. We get it. We're aware of it. It sucks. But there's also a lot of beauty. There's a lot of things worth fighting for, and that your reasoning for joining this race that is life and death is childish as all F. Thank you. I appreciate that, Pete, but don't worry, guys. The movie's gonna find a way to ruin it. Basically, let's ruin our life for nothing. Disregard your future for what? To make a point? By the way, I'm just gonna go all out. I mean, honestly, like at the end, like Pete just choosing to do what Garrity wanted to do in the first place. Why? Pete actually had a good dream. He wanted to win the race so that he can fix things, so that he can do something for the good of everyone. Maybe helping boys that were in his situation, which was tragic, but helping them get ahead in life. But no, let me throw it all away for one. Congratulations, you cut the head of the snake. Guess what's gonna happen? They're just gonna put a new one on there and the walk is gonna continue. Thank you, Pete. I'm sorry, it's just it's such a childish, immature way of looking at things that we just cut the head of the snake and all our problems are solved. Yeah! Nah, biatch. The only thing that got solved is that the older guy got replaced with probably a newer guy, and the same thing is gonna continue. Congratulations, you changed nothing. So you're gonna tell me, P, that you are willing to sacrifice what you worked so hard for a guy that you met for 5 or 6 days, however the race took, and then you're gonna throw your life away for what you know is a pathetic, immature dream. Stupid. By the way, in the movie, it doesn't establish that him killing the major is actually gonna fix anything. The movie doesn't tell you any of that. Granted, you can probably say, well, we don't know if that's actually gonna do something. I highly doubt it, guys. Come on. I'm sorry, but it is not honorable to throw your life away for something as stupid as that. It is not honorable to throw away the opportunity that you had for some dumb kid that was immature as hell, that didn't know how to solve his own problems. Oh my god. The thing about Garrity is like, yeah, sure, I feel bad that the Major ended up killing his father in front of him. But let's not kid ourselves. The father also chose that. For what? To stand up and make a message? Congratulations, you just left your wife a widow and your child without a father because of your choice. No, it's just, I honestly, middle of this movie, I thought that Garrity was actually gonna wish for maybe the end of the long walk, or maybe put some new, like, rules in it to maybe change it, you know, actually do things that actually make people's lives better. And also, I just found this whole messaging to be awful, honestly. It's like, I hate it when movies paint, oh, the world is all evil and awful, and therefore we just have to be miserable along with it. Yeah, life sucks. It sucks. Believe me, I'm aware, and I am sure that many of you watching this haven't had an easy life either. To say that we just give up and do things that are just not going to help us in the long term is the kind of messaging that this generation just does not need anymore. We're seeing too much violence and the justification of said violence. The thing about it is, this movie had some good things to it. Like I said, the premise was really interesting. It was shot fairly well. I didn't really like the gore scenes. The gore scenes looked like way too much CGI. The actors were honestly fine. I didn't mind any of the actors. I thought many of them were quite fantastic. Not gonna lie though, it was not funny. There were some jokes there, but not a single person in my theater cracked a laugh. I'm just gonna say it right now. Yeah, it's just overall, what is the messaging? What is the messaging of this film? Things don't go your way, so you just violence your way out of it? Thanks, Hollywood. I was gonna be nice to this movie until the last 10 minutes, but holy god, this movie just deserves that 3 out of 10. I understand that Rotten Tomatoes for some reason has it a little bit higher. I mean, yeah guys, don't watch this movie. Don't waste your money on it. If you disagree with me, sirs and madams, take it down to the comment section below. Leave a like and subscribe on your way there. So I did want to do a Demon Slayer review, but I am actually going to wait for the Chainsaw Man Rize arc to come out. That way I can actually review both. Don't get me wrong, I love the Demon Slayer movie, but something's telling me to wait for the Chainsaw Man movie because from the looks of it, it is gonna be awesome! Anyway guys, I will see y'all for the next one. Bye!